What to wear when you go to Disneyland might be something that the pros think about, but if it's your first time, have you really given it any consideration? Let me tell you why that's important. Hello everybody, welcome to RTD Adventures. My name is Brian.
My name is Jacob.
And we're gonna talk about what to wear in Disneyland because this is something that can be overlooked very, very easily. And there is a bunch of different reasons for this. So let's start right at the top, wearing extra layers. Now, if you've not been to Southern California before, you might think it's just all sunshine and warm weather.
All sun and games.
It's like that in the summertime for the most part, but you can be surprised how cool it can get in the off season especially. So having extra layers can be great, not only because you can stay warm, but by having that extra layer, it's easy to shed when it gets warmer in the evening, or in the middle of the day, sorry. And then in the evening when it gets cool again, you can throw that extra layer back on.
For sure.
Having that extra layer is gonna be very important for those cooler seasons. So winter and the fall, especially when it gets cool in the morning and the evening and hot in the day, you wanna make sure you're prepared for both types of weather.
Another thing you don't want to forget when going to Disneyland, especially when it comes to what you're wearing, is comfortable shoes. Comfortable walking shoes, that is, because you will be doing a lot of walking. I know, it's crazy. You wouldn't think you would do a lot of walking in Disneyland, but you absolutely will. Now, you don't want shoes that you're just breaking in because you're gonna realize that you have quite a few blisters on your feet. Now you need to go purchase some Band-Aids / ointment. So just save your feet the trouble and make sure you have shoes that are already broken in and very comfortable to walk in.
And if you're looking for a great pair of theme park shoes, I actually have done a review on some shoes by the theme parkist, and these are designed specifically for theme parks. They're designed to be on your feet all day and do a lot of walking in. So if you want to hear my thoughts about how those worked out, the full stress test of putting them on in Disneyland for an entire weekend, you can check out that link in the description down below. Now, when it comes to wearing clothes at Disneyland, you may just think you want something that looks nice, okay? I don't know, maybe that's not what everybody thinks about, but I know that's a big concern for a lot of people is trying to pick out something that looks good or it matches with whoever you're going with. Pick something comfortable. Okay, just flat out, don't worry about the way something looks before you worry about how comfortable it is, because you're gonna be out all day long and you wanna make sure that you're dressed for the appropriate weather. You wanna make sure you're not wearing something that's gonna be uncomfortable for you. Find something comfortable first, and then find if it matches with whatever outfit you're trying to wear.
And kind of piggybacking on what he said earlier about not really caring about what you look like, go comfort first, that's absolutely true. However, if you do have an evening with a significant other, or you want to dress up a little nicer when you're going to a nicer restaurant within Disneyland or DCA.
Like Carthay Circle? Like
Carthay Circle, yeah. Maybe bring some clothes that you might feel a little fancier. I'm not saying a tux. Please don't do that because it'll probably be way too hot. Maybe just like a button up, something light, something airy. That's what I usually do, something like that, whether it's like khaki shorts or something like that if it's hot. Just be aware that, that's like the atmosphere might be a little nicer, so you might want to dress a little bit nicer, but it's nothing to stress about. If you're in the restaurant and you see someone wearing something like this, not a big deal. We do recommend that, maybe look a little nicer in the nicer restaurants. It's just a kind of an atmosphere thing, but make sure you're very comfortable in those clothes. All
right, since you are going to be in Southern California, it's very likely that you're going to be dealing with a lot of sunshine, so why not have some sunglasses or a hat, or both, right? This is going to be helpful being outside. You don't want to be squinting the entire day. Trust me, I've done that before, then I had to just go buy a pair of sunglasses, but you want to keep the sun out of your eyes. Bring a pair of sunglasses that you don't care too much about, because it's not uncommon for the glasses to get scratched up if you're sticking them in your bag, or if you're not being careful and they fly off your head on a ride. Get a cheap pair of sunglasses and then, or hat, right? Don't overdo it with the expensive pair of sunglasses. A cheap pair does fine.
Another very important thing while you're in Disneyland to wear is Disney themed things. So that could be, Disney ears, like the Mickey or Minnie ears, Spirit jerseys, different shirts, different things that you want to match up with your friends or family that you're going with. It is Disneyland, and you'll notice that people are wearing very Disney themed things. I know this seems very simple and obvious, but sometimes people forget that. And they'll kind of look around and go, oh man, I should have brought my Mickey t-shirt. So this is just good advice. This is just good advice before it's too late.
This is something to think ahead about as well, because if you don't want to buy a ton of merch in the park where it's expensive, buy something from Amazon. You can get Disney shirts from Target, right? Save yourself a little bit of money if you want to buy those ahead of time. That way you've got your Disney clothes without having to buy the expensive stuff in the parks. All right, this isn't something you're going to wear in the park, but it's something you should bring to your Disneyland vacation. And this is a bathing suit, all right? there's pools at pretty much every hotel down there. A lot of times the weather is really nice, and so you're gonna wanna have a swimsuit available, especially if you've got some time to relax.
Yeah.
It's a really big help to be able to get in the pool and just help your body and your muscles relax in the water. So bring a bathing suit with you. I promise you'll thank me for it later.
All right, another thing that you need to remember to bring is makeup. That's it. I'm just kidding. Obviously, you know, if you're wanting to get, you know, dressed up, like I just mentioned a little bit earlier about like going out to eat, obviously making sure you're still comfortable. You know, I wouldn't recommend caking on the makeup, especially if it's really hot. It sounds miserable. But maybe also for people that like to bound, Disney bound, where they're decorating themselves to kind of look a little more like a specific character without actually dressing up as the character. You might notice that people are using makeup to do so. So yeah, that's something not to forget.
And just kind of tagging along to what Jacob said, if you do need special hair care products, or if you need to put your hair up, or if you need hair ties or whatever like that, just don't forget to bring that stuff from home. That's not to say that makeup and hair ties and bathing suits and all that stuff that we've been talking about, you can buy that stuff in the parks, but it's easier if you bring your own stuff. So just don't forget that. Make a packing list before you head out on your vacation, and just make sure that you're able to get all that stuff in your suitcase beforehand. Last thing on the list, this is something that you don't pack, but it's good to know ahead of time, is Disneyland, they do have a dress code. And this is something that you should be familiar with. You know, most people are not going to step outside of bounds of that dress code, but it's good to know nonetheless, especially if you've got people that want to dress up in costumes, right? Just to let you know ahead, Disney doesn't allow adults to wear costumes in the park. So things like that are good to know ahead of time. You can check out their dress code guidelines on the website. We can put a link to that in the description down below. But yeah, just familiarize yourself with that so you're not gonna be experiencing any surprises from cast members or security that are gonna stop you from entering the park.
All right, so now you are prepared to dress for success in Disneyland and DCA. Congratulations, you did it.
Most of the stuff is just common sense, of course. It's good to make a checklist beforehand. It's good to make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes, all that good stuff. So just use your common sense when you're packing. And if you want more information about some other things that you should bring with you to Disneyland, we're gonna put a link up on the screen about 10 items that you should not forget, things that are gonna be useful for, to have while you're in the parks. So click or tap that, follow the link, and learn a little bit more. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always,
thanks for watching.